If you're a small business owner and you're shrugging off the idea of brand identity, then consider this a stop sign. Having a brand identity is not the exclusive prerogative of big, world-famous companies like Nike and Apple. In fact, small businesses just like yours should craft a successful brand identity precisely as it will allow you to compete effectively with larger businesses and industry players. Whatever business you operate in, and regardless of the budget you have available, building an effective branding strategy should be one of your main priorities. If it isn't there, then add it to the top of your everyday to-do list. Hey guys, it's Geordie here from Neighbourhood, where we help brands find, sell, and keep their people. The goal of marketing is to connect the value of your business to your customer base. It is a simple concept, but it can take on many different shades. Want to know the good news? It's much less complicated and pricey than you think. So how do you craft a unique, memorable, and winning brand identity for your small business? To be honest, I have no clue what will work for you because I don't know your business and I don't know your customers. But luckily, you do. So with that in mind, let's uncover our top 5 foolproof branding ideas you can utilize to up your brand awareness game and to promote growth in your business. First up, define yourself and your audience. It may sound a bit philosophical, but the first step towards the creation of an authentic brand identity is asking yourself questions like, who am I? What values do I embrace? What is my purpose? And what difference will I bring to my industry? If you want to throw in the outline of a plan, then go for it. Think about where you would like to be in the next year, 5 years, 10 years, and consider how you might be able to get there. Once you've done enough self-reflection, it's time to look outwards and examine 2 essential aspects that will go on to determine other parts of your brand identity: your industry and your customer activity. You want to start by checking out the marketplace you'll be playing in to identify your main direct competitors as well as the biggest challenges and opportunities. Of course, you'll want and need to offer a completely original and different brand to your audience, but that's precisely why you need to watch what your rivals are doing. Can you notice any trends or patterns? Are they particularly active on social media sites? Or do they use video to promote themselves and their products? How about email marketing? Try to figure out the lowdown in your sector right now, as this will help you to steer your brand identity creation efforts in the right direction. The last aspect that you want to consider is your potential customers. Now that you know who you are, what you want to communicate, and how you want to do it, you need to establish who you want to address. At this stage, it's not strictly necessary to develop a super detailed buyer persona, though we're definitely not against it. You simply need to ask yourself who might be interested in your products or services, and then gradually build on that. Roughly, how old are your ideal customers? Are they mostly men or women, or a mix of both? What is their socio-economic background? Keep asking yourself as many questions as you think will help you to better define your target customers and use your findings to enable your brand identity to develop a connection with consumers. Second is, dare to be unique with your visuals. The second step towards the creation of your brand identity is to establish and strengthen its visibility. And what better than using powerful, unique visuals to achieve this? This is one of the most creative, yet sometimes also challenging stages of your brand identity creation. There's no shame in realizing you can't go it alone, so feel free to reach out to a specialized agency for creative directions. There are some visual representation elements that your brand will always need, and others that are not always required, but can help to reinforce your identity. The essential ones are a brand logo, branding guidelines or style guide, and a website. Some of the extra ones include social media platforms, videos with relevant content, and business cards with company branding. But let's take a look at the must-haves. Let's start with your brand logo. This needs to capture a series of elements that define your brand, and it needs to do so in a way that's original, persuasive, and recognizable. You need a logo that nobody else has used before, that communicates what your brand stands for, and that people can memorize easily and recognize whenever they see it. Coming up with a logo that ticks all the right boxes can be challenging, but once you've nailed that, you will realize how all the other visual assets will flow out pretty naturally with brilliant branding. In fact, you'll use your logo for pretty much everything visual, starting with your brand guidelines. This is a super important document that captures the entire essence of your brand, using both words and images. Brand guidelines will feature elements such as your brand character fonts and your color scheme of choice, as well as more specific design rules on how your brand should and shouldn't be represented publicly. Last but not least, the third fundamental element of your visual brand identity is your website. This should act as the window of a shop. Put only your best items on display and entice your audience to come in to discover more about you. Your website should be informative, convincing, and interesting, and it should also match the design style and rules that you've established in your brand guidelines, while always prominently featuring your logo. Third is to craft awesome and compelling content. Bill Gates titled his 1996 essay, "Content is King," which included the following statement: "Content is where I expect much of the real money will be made on the internet, just as it was in broadcasting." Since then, the expression has gained enormous popularity, especially in the world of digital marketing, and it continues to describe a very well-known fact: content marketing is the key to success. So as a small business owner, what exactly can you do to create amazing content that is effective and doesn't break the bank? Well, lucky for you, there are several ways in which you can achieve this. The first thing you should do is carry out some online research into what exactly your customers might be asking and looking for when they go online. What about the format? How much should you write, and where should you post the final content? One of the most advantageous features of content marketing is its incredible versatility, meaning what you are now writing as a blog post can easily, quickly, and affordably be repurposed for social media posts, a landing page, a video, and infographics. Simply adjust the length, the tone of voice, and cut down anything that won't fit with the specific channel that you're posting to, and you're good to go. By doing this regularly, you will quickly establish yourself as an expert in your specific field. Content marketing is super useful to reinforce your brand's visibility, credibility, and reputation. It also helps you to find and develop your unique brand voice. All these in turn are fundamental features of a successful brand identity. Coming in at number 4 is offer your customers something invaluable. For your brand to be as unique as you want it to, it needs to promote that unmissable quality that makes consumers go, wow, I need this product in my life right now. In marketing terms, what you need to establish at this stage is the so-called point of difference. Think about this. However great and potentially innovative your products are, there is a very strong chance that you are not the only company in your industry that offers them. So, what is it that should convince people to look at your products or services with enough conviction and create an urge that drives them towards a final purchase? Before you go to market, you need to think about this carefully. Let's take, for example, the beauty and skincare products industry. You know all too well that there are countless other businesses out there that offer great skincare products and solutions, but what makes you the best? Is it maybe the fact that you're committed to only using organic and ethically sourced ingredients? Or that you keep your prices very low without ever sacrificing quality? Or perhaps you're putting a lot of thought and effort into helping your customers create a bespoke skincare routine. Whatever you think your point of difference is, once you've identified it, you need to hold on to it and use it as your basis for your marketing strategy. It could be so powerful that you might even want to incorporate it into your brand name, like a slogan or a tagline. If you need some inspiration, then why not look at what some of the most popular and successful brands have done to highlight their special point of difference. Take, for example, L'Oreal and their famous tagline, "Because you're worth it." Simple, impactful, authentic. If you want to select a beauty or skincare product that truly values you and makes you feel beautiful and confident, then L'Oreal is the way to go. Urban Decay, on the other hand, chose the tagline, "Beauty with an edge," immediately addressing those consumers who want something bolder and extra from their makeup routine. There's a bucketload more examples out there, but you get the gist. Though, offering something unique is still not enough for your brand to really work through the weeds in such a fiercely competitive market. Brand reputation is a vital aspect to consider when building and developing a brand, and it is highly dependent on how your customers view you and how they talk about you amongst themselves and publicly. Rule of thumb, you want to take the best possible care of your loyal customers, both online and offline. Happy customers will only add to your marketing efforts and your chance of success. Being able to always provide a positive, engaging, smooth customer experience across all the touch points of the customer journey is essential. So you might need to get a little smart with this, such as incorporating artificial intelligence and affordable tools such as friendly chatbots. Ensure that your website is fully optimized for mobile. Make sure the online checkout process is quick, easy, and secure. Remember, the relationship with your ideal customer doesn't end when you finally close a sale. In fact, that's the beginning of a greater and potentially more profitable customer relationship. So, look after your logistics processes in the most efficient way, making sure that shipping, deliveries, and returns are as hassle-free, affordable, and as sustainable as possible. Then, always ask for customer feedback. Ask how you did and whether they enjoyed their new product. Would they recommend it to friends and family? What do they particularly like about it? Is it making their lives better or easier? Engage with them through email marketing, surveys, and feedback requests, and throw in some exciting special deals that will entice them to keep buying from you. If you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all our latest videos delivered every week to your inbox. Finally, at number 5 is expand your network with new opportunities and partnerships. Another essential aspect that can help you strengthen your business brand identity is networks and partnerships. Influencer marketing, for example, is a super effective way to promote yourself in an easy, cost-effective way. Check out micro-influencers, who are more accessible and affordable than bigger celebs, while also boasting a much higher engagement rate. You can team up with other companies too, as long as they're not direct competitors, of course. To use our beauty and skincare example again, let's say that you're launching a new face wash. Why not get in touch with local hotels or spas, for example, to find out whether they'd be interested in stocking your products and helping you to promote them through their websites and socials. This way, you'll be able to open up possible new revenue streams without harming your business by getting involved with competitors. The options to build fruitful partnerships with both individuals and companies are limitless, and they can truly add immense value to your brand identity, awareness, and credibility. So, are you ready to craft your unique winning brand identity? All businesses, especially smaller ones, benefit from building a persuasive, original, and consistent brand identity. Small business owners can achieve their perfect brand identity by applying these easy and affordable 5 steps. From understanding what your brand is and what it stands for, to identifying your target market, and all the way to crafting amazing content and partnering with other prominent brands, the opportunities offered by a brand identity program are endless. If you found this video helpful, feel free to share it with someone you know who needs a hand with building their brand identity. You can also subscribe to our blog, where you'll find a bunch more tools, tips, and templates to help you find, sell, and keep your people, just like Neighborhood does. So that's it from me. Happy marketing.